Hi, YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere. It's BarberGeorgeTune.com. I'm back with another Monday morning mailbag. Get yourself a cup of coffee, kick back, relax. Let's talk a little wet shaving and a few other things. What do you got this morning? Well, I've got a coffee that was previously featured on a Monday morning mailbag. Hang on. Yeah, that's a nice, bright, flavorful cup of coffee. This is from Whole Foods, their 365 brand. This is Bright Light's New England Roast. Yeah, I used this before. It's a nice, light roast coffee that, well, they named it right when they called it Bright Lights. It has a nice, bright flavor to it. And it comes in two variations, ground, which is what I have here, and also whole bean. I got ground for convenience sake. And I also like that artwork of a lighthouse. Yeah, not too expensive. I think this can here, about 11 ounces, was about $5, $4.99, something like that. So yeah, not too expensive at all, and affordable if you want to sample it. And again, a lighter roast coffee, bright and flavorful, a nice change of pace from some of the bold, rich coffees you might be drinking. So yeah, it's a very nice cup of coffee this morning. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. Also, my coffee mug. Yeah, check this out. There it is, the Bugs Bunny Warner Brothers coffee mug. Haven't used this in a while. This has got to be 30 years old. I bought this at Tower City in downtown Cleveland when that shopping center opened up and was all the rage. They had a Warner Brothers store there. They had a Disney store there. They had a lot of different, it was just really one of these great mall destinations in the Northeast Ohio area. And they had a Warner Brothers store there. So I got this mug and a couple of others. And yeah, it's gotta be at least, 30 or 20 or 30 years old. I'd have to do the math in my head. Can't do it right now. But anyhow, I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. Anyhow, we got some great questions this morning. And really looking forward to sharing all that information with you. And you know what? Before we get to all that, let's kick it off with a shaving tip. Okay, so this morning's shaving tip comes from viewer James Caporaso. I think I pronounced that right. That's Caporaso. Caporaso. Okay, and he's all the way from Australia, and he writes, "Hi, Mark. Good evening from sunny Adelaide, South Australia. Just wanted to drop you an email to say thanks for the videos. I'm a head shaver, and I've been shaving my head with a double-edged razor for a little over a year now, and have found your channel very informative and helpful along my shaving journey. I really enjoy your videos, especially the Monday morning mailbags, although it's more like Monday evening, Tuesday morning on my side of the world. Also, just wanted to pass on a tip that your viewers might find helpful. I've noticed in some of the more recent videos, people have asked how to avoid getting blemishes on their heads after a head shave. Coming into the hot Australian summer, I decided to give cold water shaving a go and found I really enjoyed it with the warmer weather. However, I also noticed an increase in the amount of blemishes I was forming on my head. At first, I thought it was due to the sunscreen I was applying throughout the day. However, I have recently swapped back to warm/hot water shaving and have noticed that the amount of blemishes on my head have reduced and near disappeared. Just goes to show how changing one variable can give you a different result. I imagine this would be relevant for face shaving also. In short, if something isn't working for you, make a change and see what happens. Part of the fun, I reckon. Anyway, have a great day. Stay safe and shave on. Regards, James. James, thanks very much for that tip. Yeah, that is part of the fun of the traditional wet shave, working with all these different variables, a razor, a blade, a soap, a brush, and changing those combinations up to get something that fits you perfectly. Now, I have to admit, I don't really get many blemishes when I do a head shave. I do keep my head shaves on the mild side. I have learned my lesson. I've tried to turn up adjustable razors more aggressively to do a head shave. It doesn't work for me. I keep it on the mild side. And I get some very, very nice results using a double-edged razor on the mild side with my head shaves. Since we're not into hot weather right now, but we're going to be coming into spring here pretty soon, I'll have to keep an eye on how different balms will affect my head shave in the warmer weather to see what happens. But in the past, I really haven't had that problem. I do use warm water when I do a head shave. Have not yet used cold water to do a head shave. That's something that I will try this summer when it gets warmer. That's very, very interesting. I have done the cold water shave, and it is a nice, different approach to the wet shave. And if you've not done it, I recommend giving it a try. It really is a different kind of feel and approach, and it might even improve your shave. But for the most part, yeah, I'm a warm water wet shaver. I like the warm water, like the hot, like to get the soap going with some hot water and just get a nice warm lather. I go in that direction. Also for my head shaves as well. But I will try the cold water head shave and see what happens. But I have not had that problem. It might be that the balms don't react that way with me. Could be a lot of reasons. Also, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it's sweat. Maybe sweat from the hot, from the warmth and the hot air and that sort of thing in the sun. Maybe that has something to do with it as well. I don't know, but I will give that a try. However, because of my dome here, I tend to constantly wear a hat when I'm out in the sun, and I don't do a lot of sunscreen. I opt for a hat. When I don't have a hat, yeah, then I will put on the sunscreen. Okay, anyhow, James, to say thanks for that, you get an original George sketch right here. And that is going to go in the mail to you all the way to the other side of the globe over there in South Australia. So please email me your snail mail address at mondaymailbag at gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com, and I will throw that in an envelope and get that off to you. Thanks very much for the shaving tip. Really, really do appreciate it. Okay, so this topic is one we've discussed before. That's why we call this segment The Refill. We go back and look at some of the topics we've discussed. This comment comes from Just Uncle L, and it is in regards to using a bowl to build a lather, a bowl or a scuttle, that sort of thing. Just Uncle L writes, "It's Monday Morning Mailbag with Mark with some great shaving stuff discussed. Personally, the reason I change over to bowl lathering was to prevent possible soap, cream, tub contamination with water and brush hairs. I have a significant soap collection that I want to protect, but it's really up to each shaver how they load and generate their lather. Your mileage may vary." He also adds, +1 for Henson Mild for an easy, smooth, mild shave with sharper blade like the Nasset. I get mixed results from the PermaSharp blades. I do better with Nassets and Rapira Lux. Again, your mileage may vary on blades and razors. Keep safe, Mark. Well, thanks very much for that, Just Uncle L. Yeah, that's a good approach. You don't want to cross-contaminate soaps and creams with brush hairs or whatever else might get in the way there. I like to do a face lather. I really enjoy face lathering, and I don't mind going from a soap to a soap to a soap, a container to a container to a container, and load the brush. That's just the way I am. But I do use shaving bowls for either shaving creams or shaving soaps. And I do it a couple different ways. But mostly I'll get a shaving bowl like this, and I'll just put a little bit of soap on the bottom there, and then I'll just build a lather from that. And if there's some soap left, I'll just leave it for the next shave or maybe a head shave, something like that. This is the shaving bowl, a nice plastic shaving bowl, and it has, I don't think you would call it a bead blast, but it has a little bit of a rough exterior there to help generate a little friction to generate lather. And you don't have to go out and buy a fancy bowl. You can get something like this. I got this at a thrift store for like 50 cents. And that's a nice size, and you can generate a lather with that. A lot of guys will take a brush and they will put a little shaving cream in the bowl and then, build a lather that way. Or they'll actually swirl the brush in a soap container and then go into the bowl and build a lather that way. I've done it that way with bowls and scuttles. Or they'll scrape the soap out, as I showed you, and put it in there like that, and then build a lather that way. Or they'll just load the brush in a container and just do it right on the face. So it's all in what you want to do, which is what makes the traditional wet shave so wonderful, so appealing, so great, is that there really aren't any hard and fast set rules. Just make it your own shave, do what feels comfortable to you, and that gives you a great shave and a great result. And there are a lot of different shaving bowls out there. I got this one. This is an artisan-made shaving bowl I got as a gift from my nephew Tom. That's a really nice. It's got some ridges in there to create some friction and build a nice lather. And I got this other one, this other artisan bowl from a potter on Facebook. Handmade. Yeah, so there's a lot of different options. Oh, here's one, stainless steel from VIKINGS blade. This is nice and compact. Does a great job of building a great lather. Fits nicely in the hand, not overly large. So yeah, there's a lot of different directions you can go in. Different size bowls, different configurations, different designs, scuttles. It's amazing how much is out there. As I always say, great time to be doing the traditional wet shave. So yeah, if you prefer to bowl lather, great. If you do a face lather, great. I mean, it's entirely up to you. Make it as some other YouTuber says. I don't want to steal from him, but he says, make it your own shave. And that's very, very true. Make it your own shave. I agree with that. So thanks very much for that, that comment, Just Uncle L. Really do appreciate it. Hey, it's a bottomless cup, so let's go back for another refill. Okay, so this comment comes from Gibson Les Paul, viewer Gibson Les Paul. This is in regards to whether you shave in the evening or you shave in the morning, if you're a morning shaver or an evening shaver. And Gibson Les Paul writes, I'm an evening shaver. The shower and shave is the off button for me. It knocks me out, so showering and shaving in the morning is a no-go for me. As for brushes, different brushes work differently with different soaps. I find that boar brushes work great for harder tallow-based soaps, and badger brushes work great for softer tallow soaps and glycerin-based soaps. I have an Omega S brush, but I hardly ever use it. Well, thanks very much for that, Gibson Les Paul. I really appreciate that. Yeah, again, whatever works for you. I know that there are some folks out there that just have to have that shave in the morning, and that's what gets them going. The only thing is because the traditional wet shave takes a little more time, you might have to wake up a little bit earlier, but it's worth it. Just wake up 20 minutes earlier, have that great shower, let everything get set up over there by the sink, and just have that morning shave. It's just you and the shave. Again, if the evening shave works for you, where you don't have that time in the morning to do it, and you find that an evening shave really helps you to unwind and get ready to turn in, that sort of thing, that's great too. I've done it that way. I've done it both ways. I've done it that way too, and really, it's terrific. It really is great. There is something there that does kind of bring on sleep. That's for sure. I know when I do an evening head shave, especially if I do one later at night before I turn in, I can feel my cleanly shaven head on the pillow. Something about that will just knock me out. I mean, there is something there. So yeah, there is something there. You also discussed brushes in your comment here. And I would say that most wet shavers agree with that different brushes will work differently with different soaps. However, I really like synthetic shaving brushes, as I've always said. And synthetic shaving brushes, I will use across the board. They are so good, and they keep getting better and better and better and better. I'll use them with hard soaps. I'll use them with soft soaps. I'll use them with shaving creams. I like synthetic brushes. But yes, I think it's time for me to go back and start working with some of the boar brushes I have and using them with the different density soaps that I have, the hard triple mill, quad mill soaps, as well as some of the softer soaps, and see how those work out. And then again, all these wonderful variables with the traditional wet shave, it makes it It's just great. It just makes it such a great adventure. It really does. So yeah, there's a lot of variables you can play with, and your morning shave will never be boring given these variables that you can change. And just little variables too, just by changing a razor blade. It doesn't cost a lot of money, maybe $8, $7, $10 to get 100 blades, or even $5 to get maybe a sampler, something like that. $6, $7 to get a sampler. You can try different blades, and it will just give you a different shave, something to look forward to. Yeah, it's great. Yeah. So thanks very much for that, Gibson Les Paul. Really do appreciate it. Okay, so let's get into some of these questions and comments for the Monday Morning Mailbag. The first one comes from viewer Bob Mykowski, and Bob is writing in regards to razor blades. In a previous Monday Morning Mailbag, someone had asked if I had ever come across a razor blade that I didn't like, and I said, not really, not yet at least. And Bob writes the following. Hi, Mark. Great channel. Thank you very much, Bob. You had said that you've never tried a blade you did not like. Well, for me now, I find that Voskhod blades to be very questionable in their quality control. Now, he's talking about these right here. Some of you might pronounce it Voskhod. I'm trying to pronounce it correctly the way that a native Russian would. I think it's Voskhod or Voskhod. Anyhow, he says, I know Voskhod has a lot of followers, but again, for me, I found them to be hit or miss in the quality of shave they give me. I have gotten some fantastic shaves with Voskhod and some terrible shaves with Voskhod across all my razors. When I put a Voskhod in a razor, I literally do not know what to expect, which is not the case with my other blades. Keep up the great work. Thanks very much for that, Bob. Yeah, you know what? I have yet to come across a bad blade in the batch that I have so far of these Voskhod razor blades, or Voskhod, however you want to pronounce it. But I'm going to keep an eye on that to find, I am going to keep an eye on it. I'm really going to be aware of these blades now. But really, I want to say that yours is the first comment I've heard along these lines, but perhaps in the past I've read some things that were similar from other wet shavers, but again, I don't precisely recall, so I can't say, but I am going to be aware of using these blades here on out. However, they are Teflon coated, and I tend to like blades that have a coating on them to help smooth out the shave. Now, the blade that has really gained my affections recently are the Replate Platinum Luxe. Again, these are platinum coated. I like these. When I compare the two of these, I find I'm using the Replate more than I am the Voskhod. I'm not saying that the Voskhod or the Voskhod is a bad blade. It's just that I'm using these more. They just seem to be giving me a really nice shave. Again, I like coated blades. Of course, we all know these right here, the Astra Greens. These are platinum coated as well, I believe. These are terrific, terrific blade. Yeah, superior double edge, superior platinum double edge, as you can see right there. Yeah, these are terrific. These are a mainstay. I think these would probably come up in the top 5 for many wet shavers. If you were to say list your top 5 razor blades, many of them would say Astra. That would come to mind as well. Another one that I like that is platinum coated are the Lord Platinum razor blades. This company makes some great razor blades. They also make some stainless steel razor blades that have more of an edge to them. I don't mind those too much. If I put them in a milder razor blade, it kind of ups the efficiency of that milder razor blade, of that milder razor rather. So I like to use something that is, well, non-coated or not as coated as much, or as advertised without a coating, so to speak. It'll just say stainless steel on it. Those types of razor blades have more of an edge. And as I say, I'll put them in a milder razor and it ups the efficiency of that razor. Like that approach a lot. But Lord, I like a lot. They make some great razor blades there. The Big Ben and the Rainbow and a bunch of others. And of course, Treat Platinum. Boy, I bought about 300 of these because I got a deal on them. And I like these a lot. I got to pull them out again and use them. So many blades and just so many variables to play with, which is why the wet shave is just so wonderful. It's just fantastic. Really a fantastic way to shave. So if you're not doing the traditional wet shave, what are you waiting for? You'll find a razor, a blade, a soap, a brush that fits your budget, your skin, and your beard. So thanks very much for that, Bob. I really do appreciate that comment. Okay, so this next question comes from viewer RK516. And he asked in a video review I did of my replated, restored Gillette Slim from 1964. This was done by Chris Evett at razorplate.com. Boy, he did just an amazing, amazing job on this. Just absolutely beautiful. It looks brand new. It really does. And everything on it functions correctly. Did a deep cleaning to it. So now this adjustment knob down here, or this locking knob, that quarter turn to lock everything in place, is nice and smooth and gunk-free. Yeah, that's just terrific. And, you know, when you think about it, 1964, my gosh, nearly 60 years old. This is just I'll get another 60 years worth of use out of it for sure, but absolutely beautiful. Anyhow, I used Cella shave soap in that video, Cella Green, the aloe vera formula. And he asked, beautiful shave mark, the Slim is beautiful. Does Cella smell like Proraso white? Also, did they repaint the numbers on the adjustment wheel of the Slim? You know what? Yeah, they did. Yes, he did. He did repaint those numbers. He did. Let me just see if I can get that lighting for you there. You can see it because of the shadows. Yeah, those numbers were also repainted. Everything was done. Everything was restored. It was absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful job. So yeah, those numbers were repainted. I don't know if you can see that because of the lighting there, but yeah, those were, the black paint was definitely added, and you can see it here, and it looks absolutely wonderful. It looks brand new. It looks like it just came out of the package. Looks like I was in a time machine, went back to 1964, pulled it off a shelf, bought it for $1.79, and came back at 2021 to shave with it. Really, that's what it looks like to me. But getting back to your question regarding Cella and Proraso White, I shaved with Proraso White this morning, and in comparing the two scents, the Proraso White and the Cella Green, or the aloe vera formula, you know, they both have a fresh scent, but to my senses, the Cella Green aloe vera formula has a brighter note. It has a little breezy, fresher scent to it, so to speak. The Proraso White is a fresh scent, but it's more earthy. It's more organic. I've seen reviewers say that they liken this to, say, fresh cut grass. I get that. I absolutely get that from this scent. It does have that kind of a vibe going on, but it also has a little moist, organic, like a fresh, moist dirt kind of note underneath it all. It's very subtle. The overall scent is very subtle. It's fresh, but to me, it's more earthy. Whereas the Cella aloe vera, it's breezy. This is breezy. This is earthy. That's the way they come across to me. They're both fresh. They both have light scents, but this is breezy, like a fresh spring breeze. This is earthy, like a newly cut lawn. That's really probably the best way I can compare it for you between these two. They're both great shaving soaps, both from Italy, both terrific. So the Proraso White and the Proraso Green, the Cella Green aloe vera. Proraso White, Cella aloe vera. Terrific, terrific shaving soaps. Makes heaps and heaps of lather, and really gives you a great, great shave. I like them both. I really do like them both a lot. And of course, the containers are, I think you probably get a little more Proraso White than you do Cella. Cella, you get, what do you get here? It doesn't even say. I'm going to have to, my label is 150 milliliters. Okay, that's 5.2 ounces. That's 5.2 ounces. This is 5.2 ounces. How about that? Yeah, well, it just goes to show you never can tell, right? Don't judge a book by its cover. Yeah, both same amount of shave soap, 5.2 ounces here, even though the shape of the containers are a little different. All right, so I hope that answers your question. That's kind of the way I see it. Fresh and breezy, fresh and earthy. All right. Thanks very much again, RK516. Really appreciate the question. Okay, so this next comment comes from viewer Alex Angel, and he is writing in regards to my replated and restored Gillette Slim from 1964. It's a J3, I think. And he writes, I have a 1962 Gillette Slim adjustable. However, I am debating whether to get it replated or just get a tune-up on it. There is something that looks cool about an old-looking razor with patina, but at the same time, they look cool replated. Decisions. Yeah, I understand that. Some of these older razors, with a little bit of wear on them, as long as they're mechanically sound, they do look nice and you don't have to do anything to them. Now, the reason why I got this replated and restored was because of this locking mechanism here. This is where you turn this and the doors open up. And the doors work wonderfully well. There's nothing wrong. There's no lag in either of the barn doors there, the butterfly doors. They work very, very well. But this mechanism here, for that last quarter turn to lock everything in place, was all gunked up. And I used all manner of oil and soap and other cleaning methods to try to alleviate that, to try to smooth that out, to really no avail. And I know a lot of viewers suggested different methods. And I thought it worked and then it wasn't working, that sort of thing. Well, viewer Jerry Plesha had mentioned a gentleman named Chris Evett at razorplate.com who does replating and restoration of these razors. And I was talking to him about this mechanism here. Now, see, you can see it works beautifully now. It just works smoothly and beautifully. It's, as I say, it's like the razor is brand new. Anyhow, he went on to tell me about the disassembly of the Slim and cleaning the interior parts, that sort of thing. He was recommending that not be done, that I just do a deep cleaning. And the deep cleaning should get everything out of there as long as it's not really, really, really gunked up. And he wrote the following. He said, I could certainly manage your Slim's issues provided that the TTO, twist to open, mechanism is not so gunked up that it would require a complete disassembly. Well, luckily, it did not require a complete disassembly. It wasn't gunked up that badly, and his deep cleaning method really, really worked well. Unlike the earlier versions of the Fatty, meaning the Fat Boy, that had slotted retainer caps that were threaded and could simply be unscrewed to disassemble the razor and screwed back on to assemble the razor, the Slim has a crimped-on retainer cap. The Slim's retainer cap must be physically altered in order to be removed, usually by blunt force. Once the retainer cap is removed, it must be reused and then recrimped back in place. There are no replacement retainer caps available, so it is imperative that this be done correctly with the right tools and with no damage to the retainer cap. So yeah, that was something that I really appreciated him passing on to me, because I opted for the deep cleaning and the replating, and that worked out very, very well. And as I mentioned before, he even added the black paint to the numbers, and it looks brand new. So yeah, this was something. The reason why I went with replating this was because this was so gunked up, it wasn't working properly. And as part of the replating process, there is a deep cleaning that takes place without requiring a disassembly, and it worked really, really well. So you'll have to weigh that yourself as far as getting it tuned up, how it's going to be tuned up. Maybe the tune-up only requires, I don't know, you know what? I don't know how they do it. All I know is that this one didn't require a kind of tune-up to where we would readjust the doors or anything like that. I don't know how that would be done if you have a lazy door or something like that. But I'm glad I didn't opt for a complete disassembly before replating. I'm glad I just sent it to him. He did the deep cleaning, replated it, and it works absolutely as it did originally off the shelf in 1964. Absolutely, absolutely beautiful. So yeah, if if that mechanism, if this mechanism had worked properly and wasn't giving me any problems, I probably would not have had it replated. I probably would have just used the razor because it does have a cool look. I agree. However, because that mechanism was all gunked up, I wanted it to work properly. I opted for the deep cleaning and then had it restored and replated, and it's going to last another 60 years at least. So yeah, thanks very much for that, Alex. And I pass that information on to you and other viewers out there who might have a Slim or might be looking at buying a Slim on eBay or find one at a yard sale, that sort of thing. Just so you know, that's what's going on when it's disassembled. So you might want to get the background information on whoever will be doing that and have that discussion before they go ahead and actually do a disassembly if it's required for your Slim razor. So thanks very much for that, Alex. I really do appreciate it. Okay, so this next comment comes from Dr. Felton D. Bartlett Jr. And he writes, "Hey, Mark, have you done this in a previous Monday morning mailbag? After rebooting my wet shaving journey last year, I have learned so much about shaving techniques and products. In that regard, I wondered what I would tell anyone who wanted to start or switch to wet shaving. There are so many products out there to recommend. When one adds up the cost for safety razors, blades, brushes, soaps, pre-shaves, and post-shaves, it would be easy to spend $150 or more just to get started. What would you recommend to anyone wanting to start out wet shaving? That topic alone could be an entire Monday morning mailbag." Yeah, it could. It could. And he also goes on to say, "By the way, I did end up buying a Rockwell 6C, and it has wowed me at how comfortable and smooth it is using the R3 plate, even with 2 days worth of beard growth. I would enthusiastically recommend the 6C razor to any newcomer. It's like getting 6 razors in one. It would be impossible not to find a base plate that would satisfy both comfort and efficiency." Yeah, well, I have the 6S, and the 6S is a wonderful system. This is stainless steel. You have the chrome plated version. Yeah, I tend to stick with the number 3 plate for head shaves and the number 4 and the number 2 plate for face shaves. Based on my admittedly limited experience, here's what I would recommend to anyone who wanted to know what was needed to start wet shaving. The razor would be the Rockwell 6C. It offers such an easy way to find the perfect mild, medium, or aggressive shaving combination. Razor blades, sample pack, just make sure the Astra SP is included. I agree. Shaving brush, any inexpensive synthetic brush. I agree again. Shaving bowl, any inexpensive bowl or mug. They could skip this if they preferred the face lather. Pre-shave, Noxzema. I would recommend staying away from pre-shave oils. Well, there you go. That is a good suggestion because Noxzema is used as a pre-shave. I have found that I used the Proraso pre-shave and then used Noxzema, and I thought that they were rather comparable, really. Very, very good, although I think maybe the Proraso pre-shave cream may be a little better, but hey, if you're on a budget, Noxzema is great, and I have used that as a pre-shave in my videos as well. Shaving soap, any Proraso shaving soap in a bowl. I agree with that as well. Aftershave splash, start with Aqua Velva or Skin Bracer, good choices. Aftershave balm, Nivea lotion or After by Menon, also great choices there. Really, really very, very good and thorough suggestions there. I would also throw in these razor recommendations. I would say the Chieftain Jr. Twist to Open. This is on less than $20, has nice weight, a nice mild shave, really, really well made, beautifully chromed. I like it a lot. If you want to spend a little more money, as we mentioned earlier, the Henson Mild. Boy, this is nice. Lighter weight, probably good for someone coming from a cartridge razor because of the lightweight, but it also has that T-shaped razor head with this angle here, which is really a 30-degree angle. So all you have to do is place that on your face and you're right on the angle, 30-degree angle. Another good choice, if you don't want to spend all the money for the Rockwell 6C, which I think is $50, and the Rockwell 6S is $100, would be at West Coast Shaving, get the Charcoal Goods razor head set. This is anywhere from $15 to $25 for those 3 base plates, and it comes with a cap, and you can pick up a handle for $10, a stainless steel handle, which is what this is, and you get 3 different shades, mild, medium, and aggressive. And this would be a great starter razor as well. Another good choice is Edwin Jagger. Just about anything from Edwin Jagger. Just about anything from Vikings Blade as well, I forgot to mention. They make some great, great razors. They got a lot of great adjustable razors, much like the 6C. If you get an adjustable razor from Vikings Blade, you can find the perfect shave level from 1 to 9. Anything from Edwin Jagger, because all their razor heads are pretty much the same. They just come with different handles. So you can find an Edwin Jagger razor at a price point that suits you. Another one that I think is really, really terrific is from Phoenix Shaving. This is the Ascension Select Twist Adjustable Razor. This is about $45, but it comes with a stainless steel handle and a plated Zamac razor head. This is terrific. And also the tip is removable, so you can kind of use it as a shorter handled razor if you prefer, or you can get a different color tip, one that matches the body, this red one or a purple one. I think they have other colors coming. So that's kind of neat, and it's twist adjustable. When you put the blade in there, there is, it creates tension in the razor head, so you can actually twist it and open up the blade gap, and the razor head still stays stable. So it is an adjustable razor of sorts, so that you can find the perfect level of aggression for your shave just by giving it a little twist. That is really a terrific idea. They also have it available in copper and stainless steel, which is a little pricier, but this is probably a nice entry level for this particular razor. So I would say, yeah, those are some great razor choices. Also, another one that you might want to consider is the King C Gillette. This is a terrific razor. You can find this, I think it's like $30, but I think you can find this on sale for half that. I know one viewer got a coupon at Walgreens plus something else plus some point. It ended up costing them like $10. Yeah, so this is a nice mild razor as well, and another really, really good choice for a traditional wet shave. And finally, if you can find a vintage razor at a yard sale, garage sale, maybe an uncle, a grandfather, someone in the family had one that could be passed down, handed down to you. Yeah, these are great. This is, of course, again, my Gillette Slim, but the Gillette Super Speeds, the Gillette Techs, they still give great shaves, and they're not going to cost a lot of money, especially if you inherit one. And I inherited my father's Gillette Super Speed. It gives me great shaves. I think this one right here, I think this cost me maybe $20, I think. Of course, I had it replated. That cost some additional money, but you know what? Well worth it. I mean, I didn't have to have it replated. Of course, we talked about the mechanism here. However, my point is if you can find one that works mechanically well, you don't need to have it replated. You can find these for, $15, $20, depending on where you go. So yeah, those are some good choices. As far as soaps, not only would I agree with what you said regarding Proraso, the white, the red, the green, those are all great. Tabak. Tabak is another great shaving soap. Love the fact that it comes in its own bowl, so you don't have to worry about a shaving bowl. You can just build it right from here and do a face lather, or just, build the lather in here and paint it on, however you want to do it. That's what makes Tabak so great, and it really does perform really, really well. And again, this milk glass makes for a great, great shaving bowl. Don't throw this away. You can always reuse it. Of course, we talked about Cella. Cella's also Cella Red and Cella Green. Terrific, nice price points for those shaving soaps. This one I've used. J. Michael Hines, a viewer, sent this to me very kindly. This is like $8, $9 on Amazon. Omega. This is wonderful shaving soap. A lot of bang for the buck. Probably the best bang for the buck out there right now. This is terrific. This is eucalyptus. There's no menthol in there. So if you're averse to menthol, it'll give you every bit the same performance of Proraso, if not better. minus the menthol. And it has a nice scent. Nice scent. The eucalyptus is very present. Very nice scent. So yeah, Omega. That is a terrific shave soap. And finally, the artisan soaps. If you want to go down that route, something from Sterling. This Barbershop is terrific. Like this a lot. Love this scent. And also anything from Phoenix Shaving in formula CK6. It's a little pricier, but boy, it is worth the price. The performance of CK6 is amazing. And of course, Club Guy, great scent. Their homage to Clubmen. Love this scent. Love this shaving soap. And of course, many of you who have watched the channel know I like CK6. I like all these shaving soaps. Also, Barbershop. I'm getting low on this. And this is terrific. And you know what? The other day, let me see if I can find it. Hang on 1 minute. Okay, I did find it. I wanted to find it and read it directly before I went ahead with it. Because I mentioned the Barbershop shave soap from Sterling. I bought this along with the Barbershop aftershave. Now you can see it's changed some color. This came to me clear, and I thought, wow, what's going on with that? It's a little bit of an amber shade of color there. And opening it up, it just has that same great Barbershop aftershave scent, very much like the shave soap. And I asked Rod over at Sterling Soap Company about this color change, and he wrote back and said, "Hey Mark, it's the vanillin in the fragrance. It oxidizes and turns both the soap and the aftershave tan. It's completely normal and to be expected with any scent that contains vanillin, but does not use a chemical vanilla stabilizer." That's great to hear. Thanks very much for that, Rod. So if you have this, thanks very much for that, Rod. So if you have this particular aftershave, Barbershop aftershave from Sterling, and you notice that color change, it's just something that naturally happens, and it's got that great scent, and I'm looking forward to using it. And you can see here that the Barbershop shave soap, I'm getting low, so I'm going to have to get some more down the road because it really is a terrific scent. But any of these would be absolutely wonderful to use starting out for new shavers. And you mentioned synthetic brushes. Yeah, the Vikings blade makes a nice synthetic brush, as does the Simpson Trafalgar T3. Yeah, $20 to $30, you can get a really, really good synthetic brush. You can get synthetic brushes for $10 to $15 that are good to start out with. But, and if you want something a little nicer, the T3, the Vikings blade, something from Phoenix Shaving, something from Sterling, something from Yaki, lot of choices out there. Absolutely amazing, the number of choices out there for the traditional wet shave. That's why I say, again, if you're not doing the traditional wet shave, what are you waiting for? You'll find a razor, a blade, a brush, a soap, etc. that fits your skin type, your beard type, and your wallet. It is a wonderful way to shave. So thanks very much for that, Bart. I really do appreciate the comment. Well, okay, that's it. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. And before we wrap up, forgot to mention to you, viewer Thomas Beaton received his sketch for supplying us with a shaving tip. He enclosed a picture of him receiving it. That's his dog, Jovie, there. And he says, "Look out, Jovie. There's a new lab in town." Thanks again, Mark. Well, thanks very much, Tom. I really do appreciate that. I'm glad you received the sketch. And if you have a shaving tip, please send it in to mondaymailbag@gmail.com. And if we use it here on the program, I too will send you an original George sketch. Okay, now that's it. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below. Let me know. Check out the Executive Shaving Company. Use the code MARK5. Check out my blog, georgetoon.com/blog for my comic strip George, other cartoons, other videos like this. I'm on Facebook. Check out my Facebook page. Check out Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements for some great shaving gear. Check out Global Shave Clubs International for some great shaving gear. Check out VikingsBlade.com for some great shaving gear. check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/marksradio, where you'll find all the products I review in this channel, organized and categorized. You can find everything in a snap very easily. I'll leave you with this laugh. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Make it a great week.